This course has been primarily an instruction by example course in writing Java server pages and servlets. The two are quite similar in the way they go about producing HTML web pages for display on the internet, but they are different enough that most people prefer one or the other. They're different enough that you'll find that servlets work better for some jobs and JSPs work better for others. I can't really tell you which is which because there's so much personal preference involved. They both execute as Java classes inside a container, which is supported by the web server. There are a number of these containers, the most popular of which is the Tomcat server, which can be freely downloaded and used, and is the one that was used in this course. Some of the containers and some other systems have tools that help you develop servlets and JSPs, but none of that was used in this course. This was all fundamental Java editing, compiling, packaging, and copying to the container. A servlet is written as a Java class. It extends a specific servlet class which holds all the basic things needed to make it a servlet. A servlet is compiled into a class file, and it is only the class file that is deployed to the server. There are some specific things that need to be done to configure a servlet into a container, and this is done by specifying its name and such in the XML of the configuration and deployment files. A Java server page is an HTML page with Java code included inside it, and it has the file name suffix .jsp. It is this source code that is deployed to the container in the server, and the JSP is translated into a Java code class, then it's compiled into a class file, and finally, just like a servlet, it's instantiated into an object to be run and produce the HTML of a web page. XML is used for two different things in this process. The main deployment file that's packaged with the servlets and JSPs and sent to the browser is an XML file. It's used for configuration of defining parts of the deployment and how those parts relate. The other XML file is the build file used by Ant. This file instructs Ant in the compilation of programs, construction of the deployment files for sending things to the server, and for actually copying the deployment to the server. There has also been a bit of HTML presented in this course. It's not possible to write servlets and Java server pages unless you know ahead of time the HTML that you would like for it to produce. A special feature of Java server pages is the JSP tags and the Java standard tag library. This course showed you the basic syntax of using tags, the basic syntax of writing tag programs, and it showed you where you can get the latest versions of the standard tags. Beside the standard core set of tags, there are a number of tag libraries, and which ones you use depends on what you need to get done. Having the ability to track a user is important to some applications, and you can do that with cookies and with some other means. You can establish a session, that is, a user can be tracked as he moves from one page to another in your application. JSPs and servlets have some features that help you with that problem. Things do go wrong. Some special constructs in servlets and JSPs allow you to exit cleanly when this happens and present the user with a reasonable option and possibly an explanation. You can use servlets and Java server pages to allow the user to download files, look at the internals of the system, run an applet, run a JavaScript, Flash, PHP, and anything else that you can do in HTML.